Welcome to the MrMaple Show.
Woo!
My name's Corbin. This is Brian. Today, we're going to be bringing you 10 of the 20 trees. And this video is at 9 a.m., but the sale that we have on our MrMaple.com website will be happening at 10 a.m. All these awesome trees you're seeing right now and a couple more are going to be populating the website. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to see who gets some trees, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, Brian, how are you doing today, man?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. I'm excited to get in on another 10 at 10. Always look forward to what we have coming up here for you guys. I get excited about it, man, because as a collector before anything else, I love the diversity of maples, and we always try to kind of highlight that, give you guys a lot of great variety and diversity on these lineups. We got a great lineup for you today. Starting out with a beautiful lace leaf here. What do we got, Corbin?
Guys, we got Acer Palmatum Crimson Princess, a super cool dwarf lace leaf. If you love that classic kind of lace leaf appeal, and you're in a, you have a smaller yard, maybe your garden bed isn't too large, I think this would be a good one to have in that spot in the landscape.
Yeah, this is really cool. Kind of a newer introduction from New Zealand. Really, really nice. That class, like you said, that classic red lace leaf, but it's not going to get too big. Some of those cultivars like Tamukiyama can get pretty good size. So if you want that same aesthetic, but you need a smaller tree, this is going to be a great option for that. Beautiful burgundies, reds, and then you get a finale with this thing, a bright, bright scarlet reds in the fall. So overall, just a beautiful tree, and I love the weeping style. They create such a great shape to them, you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely, man. I think this is going to contrast with a lot of other like yellow colors in the garden. It's going to look really good, maybe next to like a summer gold or something like that. But yeah, I just love like the play that we have with those red lace leaves. I mean, it's just that classic kind of Japanese maple look. But this is in a smaller package, so it's pretty awesome for your landscape because, hey, the gardens are just getting smaller and smaller these days, man. People like doing the patio garden and the bonsai. I think this would be a cool plant to do that with too.
Crimson Princess. All right, guys, next up, we got another great Japanese maple for you here. We got Acer Palmatum Summer Gold.
And that's weird that I like brought up this plant last time too, man. Like, this one's super cool. I mean, if you've been watching the channel for a long time, you definitely know about this one. Stop sleeping on it if you don't have one already, man.
It's definitely like in the upper echelon of maples for sure. I know Tim talks about it all the time. This is such a great tree. I think it just provides such a bold color splash in the garden. Sometimes a lot of trees can kind of get lost in the background or the mix of different things out there, but this one always stands out for me. I have this one planted in full sun here in the mountains of North Carolina. Handles that very well, and it gets this really kind of illuminating yellowish green when you get it out in more sun. It really heightens that color.
Yeah, I like my first memory of really seeing this one in like an awesome size was coming over to your house, Brian, and if you ever get a chance, man, I know it's a privilege to go walk in the rural gardens, bro, but if you ever get the chance, the summer gold back there is just, it has like perfect color on it.
Yeah.
I think what I love about this one is just like how that gradient changes on the leaf. That's something I always like see myself like admiring whenever we're out there in the backyard and walking around. Just how like this one has like that red border as it kind of gets sun bleached.
Yeah.
Which it's so cool. Like, you know, we talk about so many trees like changing as they go through the seasons.
Right.
This one does have that kind of change. It's so cool to see that gradient of everything that's hitting the sun. And if you're just getting this one, you might get some burning like as it kind of gets established. But once it kind of gets rooted in, puts a nice root system, it'll stop burning, except for maybe those very top leaves, you know. But I love just seeing that gradient of white and red melt into like those neon yellows.
Yeah, this has got such a great leaf too. It's got that kind of Sure Solemn influence to it. Very kind of rounded leaf, kind of gives you that full moon vibe. Absolutely beautiful fall colors too. You get some really nice kind of like these weird like pink reds in the fall, so it really kind of lights up again, kind of grabs your attention, especially if you've got it kind of in a deep area in your garden where you're trying to keep that color splash going, you get those bright lime greens and yellows, and then you get that finale with the fall color on it. I just think it's like one of the tried and true, gotta have this in your collection. Pick you up a summer gold.
Oh yeah.
All right, Corbin, what have we got coming up next?
Guys, next up, we got one of that lion's head lineage. We got the red lion, Kurenai Jishi, man.
Dude, this thing is absolutely crazy. I mean, I feel like this one was kind of like a holy grail tree for so long, you know, to get something in that like kind of Shishikashira realm with some red color. Absolutely crazy. This has got a really nice leaf, a little ruffle to it, a little curl, a little twist. It gives you great texture. I mean, it really does. And especially you get into those summer months and you kind of get that new growth popping over top of it. We're starting to see a little bit of fading on that red right now, but then you'll get that return with that new growth. I really love how exciting this thing kind of keeps your interest all year.
Yeah, man, this is a super dope tree. I just think about a couple ones I've seen around the area. You know, I have one planted in Cherokee, and
yeah,
you know, not full sun, but it gets a lot of sun, and it's right there next to like the concrete, so it's kind of soaking up the heat a little bit. I've seen one at Buckholtz in full sun, and man, I know not everybody is going to be able to put this thing in full sun, but if you can, dude, it just picks up those like reds like really hard. And then, yeah, that flush, it just reminds me of like Kurohime as well.
It does.
Like those two play like really well together. But yeah, the cathedral like growth that this one has, the fall color. We were talking about Masayoshi Yano, or Yano-san beforehand.
Yeah.
And it was just cool because, you know, Brian was saying he was lurking around on Facebook, dude. And I mean, he liked one of your posts, right?
Yeah,
man?
that's right, man. I always thought it was cool, you know, especially when you're first getting into it, you see all these amazing, like, iconic people who kind of put that out there into the world, all these great cultivars and what they've done in the horticulture world. So it's pretty awesome when you can talk about an introduction like this. And the fact that we're getting it out there more and more, and that these are becoming a little more commonplace in the garden is pretty extraordinary. You know what I mean? Something like the red line. Everybody needs a red line in their garden. I've got one of these planted out in my garden here in North Carolina. It was a must-have for me. Full sun on that here, and it really, really picks up the color on that, like you said. I've got this planted next to a Shigure Bateau, which is kind of a borderline lace leaf Matsumure style with some bright greens, and then this red really contrasts, and the kind of difference in texture and growth habit is really kind of fun to play with. It pairs with so many things in your garden. It's hard not to want to get one of these in your collection.
Yeah, this one's a dope one, guys. Check it out.
All right, guys, coming up next here, you know, sometimes when you're thinking about your garden, you're thinking about textures. I just want something that is so fine that it's as fine as the hairs on a fairy, bro.
Bro.
No?
That's kind of crazy.
That is kind of crazy. We got Acer Palmatum fairy hair right here.
Bro, I was sitting here like thinking I'm just rub this on my head and maybe my hair grow back, man. This is a super dope introduction by Talon Buckholtz, guys. I think this is a seedling found off of Scolopendrifolium. So that is one of those green lace leaves. I think, you know, I might be getting the numbers wrong here, but I think they said like 20% of those seedlings kind of pop up as fairy hair. And this is one of Talon's like earlier introductions as well, man.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, this is like an iconic tree for Buckholtz Nursery for sure. And in his garden, I mean, I remember, you know, I've seen this in a lot of variety of sizes, but never like a mature, beautiful specimen. And when I saw this at Buckholtz Nursery, it was just like, okay, it finally solidified in my mind, like how this has a place in the landscape, right? Because it looks like nothing else. I mean, it's just so like crazy habit to it. The stringy green leaves. It's really, really kind of airy and just vibrant, especially once it gets a good size to it. It's just all that color is popping. It's crazy, man. And the one at Buckholtz is just one of the most finest specimens I've ever seen.
Dude, I know. He's got like a bunch of fine specimens. You know, he's got one planted out there in the garden. He's got one inside of a greenhouse that is like as big as the greenhouse. And last time we were up there, I'm like, asked Matt and Tim, I was like, dude, how are we getting this thing out of this greenhouse, man? Because it's just like, I mean, it's just pretty much pushed like all the way up to the top and just spreading out. And it is beautiful, man. Seeing this one in like the garden at a large specimen, you know, me and Brian, we're both the gamers, man. We play some video games. It almost looks like one of those like graphical glitches, man, where it's just
Absolutely.
like, it looks like you could just like reach your hand through it and just pull it back through and like nothing would even be there almost.
Yeah.
Like it just looks so funky in the garden. It's such a cool tree. But one of my favorite things, the fall color, dude.
It's absolutely crazy, man. You get these yellows, reds, and oranges all splashing kind of together. And I just love the way that stringy style leaf can provide so much fall color. You would think with that skinny leaf that it wouldn't, you know, the fall color wouldn't be as vibrant, but you have so much of it with all those little fine hairs hanging down, and when they turn fall color, it's absolutely crazy the way the light plays through it. Everything is just going for this tree. It's absolutely one of the coolest trees out there, I think, and one that's very popular on our website, so don't sleep on this, Acer Palmatum Fairy Hair.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, another awesome tree coming up for you here. We got Acer Palmatum Tsukushigata.
Yeah, man. This one is awesome. This is going to be, I feel like I'm trying to pick like things that, you know, contrast against each other. But this and that Kurenai Jishi, man, like you're going to be getting similar colors, but, you know, you're going to be getting a lot different structure,
Yeah.
which is really cool. This one will go kind of even like a darker kind of red and like this kind of brick color. More, maybe even towards kind of some of those earthy tones as well.
Yeah.
Seeing this one in a large specimen is pretty dope.
Yeah, this is going to be a nice, larger size upright red. You can get over a foot of growth a year. So if you're needing that red upright, you know, instead of going with like a traditional blood good, something like that, you want something a little bit different. This will definitely give you a little bit variance of color. I love how it's kind of got that lime green veining in the leaf as well. When it gets really dark and that vein stands out even more. You can play around with the sunlight on this a little bit too and get some different color variations. The more sun you give it, more kind of those bold reds and maroons you're going to get. More shade, you get a lot of these like darker tones, kind of these coppery feel to it. Really nice. The veining is always really prominent on this.
Yeah, I just love like how that kind of lime green vein just splits that dark leaf, man. Yeah. Because like sometimes you notice it on those trees that don't have that, you know, there's not as much contrast in each of those leaves. So this one is really cool for that. I really do. I've come around on like the darker trees. At first I didn't really understand them. Because, you know, it's kind of hard to imagine this in like a larger size sometimes.
Right.
But whenever you have a large one of these in the landscape, you got it in pretty nice sun where it's just kind of going like this brownish, blackish color, bro, with the reds kind of fusing through it. But then you get that sunlight pushing through and kind of backlighting it. And it just looks super cool. It really will make a nice statement piece in the garden. Because, you know, some people might have a red Japanese maple out there, bro, but they definitely don't got one that looks like this, dude.
Yeah, another great thing about this is the fall color is going to be more into your yellows and oranges rather than like the traditional red, like a crimson red color. So you're going to get a nice pop of kind of contrast even in the fall with this. I was sitting here thinking, you know, pairing this with something like Orange Dream or Summer Gold would really be a really great pairing. I mean, there's a huge Orange Dream out there at Buckholtz. And I just imagine this very similar kind of growth habit and size, but the color contrast between the two would just be absolutely amazing. Definitely one you need to pick up in your collection.
Guys, next up, we got Acer Palmatum Asayake.
Asayake, man. This is a cool one. Kind of a newer introduction. It's not out there as much as a lot of the others. Great green lace leaf. Kind of what sets this apart is it has more of that vibrant kind of bright yellowish green throughout, especially when you get it out in a good amount of sun. I have one planted here in North Carolina. Imagine that, like a lot of what we're talking about today I have in my collection. But this is a great tree, man. I've got it planted next to a hot sauce in my garden, so there's like a beautiful contrast between the reds of that, and then you have this bright yellowish green color, especially in the sun. And what's interesting is I found in full sun in my area, which I can get away with, but it almost will get like that bleached look like you can get on some of those other cultivars like Summer Gold or Orange Dream, those kind of things, but you're getting it on a lace leaf. So it's a really nice little bit extra feature to it that I like, and it's got a really nice fine serrated edge too. I like that on that leaf.
Yeah, I like how this is just kind of a twist on that like classic lace leaf. You know, you get that nice like yellow color that's going on there where you can really just even put these right next to some green lace leaves if you already have those in your garden, and you're going to see that difference, which is so cool to me, man. It's like you can really just get into the nitty gritty on some of these plants, man. Sure. And I just like whenever, you know, you get something that's just a little bit different than like the norm sometimes, because then that means like you can just keep improving and improving. And then that's where we get all the crazy stuff from, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that fact too, man. I think it's a cool way to garden, because sometimes you think about these different cultivars that might be similar, but sometimes you really don't understand the depth of the difference until you see them side by side. For example, I have a cultivar of Marielle and Spring Delight in my front yard, and you can really tell the difference. You might think those are both kind of green lace leaves with a border, but when you get them side by side, you can really see the difference. And Asayake is no exception to that. Really, really nice bright colors on it. Great fall color. These oranges and reds come through on that, really lighting up. Just beautiful, beautiful structure as well. Nice low cascading kind of habit to it. Pretty vigorous tree too. You can get about 6 to 8 feet in 10 years. About the same kind of spread to it. And the structure on the lace leaves are amazing.
Yeah, I know we talk about dwarf plants like a lot, you know, and those smaller ones. Man, sometimes, man, it's nice to have a couple, 1 or 2 big trees in the landscape. So if you're looking for something to maybe fill up some space, guys, pick up one of these too.
All right, guys, coming up next, we got Acer Palmatum Celebration.
Wow.
Wow.
Man, it's a celebration. Every time I just like think about this one now, I just like get pulled back to like springtime, like in the greenhouses, like watching these leaf out.
For sure.
And it's like, I just wish I could just like, you know, curl up in them or something like that, man, because that beautiful like pink, it just looks like almost like fantastical out there in the greenhouse.
It really does, man. It's something to kind of, you want to capture that moment, because it's like such, you know, like everything progresses and changes so rapidly, but that spring moment when this thing opens up, it's one of the brightest pinks that you can see, especially in that reticulated category. I love the veining on this. It's just like kind of dark green veining with that kind of blush of pink and the green layers to it. It really does have like multiple layers when you look into, especially the reticulated types. It gets such depth in just the leaf itself, let alone the structure of the plant and just that overall color to it. Each leaf has such a depth to it.
Yeah, I just love that pink color, just how it changes. Like, you know, as this thing grows, it's going to start to shade itself out. And that's where the reticulated varieties, in my opinion, really come, like, they start shining even more. Because not only are you getting, like, that range of the sun, you're also getting those shade colors too, just like layered on top of each other.
Yeah.
So it creates like this natural gradient, like from the top of the tree all the way down to the bottom. And I just love that about the reticulated varieties. They're so kind of sun, like they change based on the sun so quickly and like so drastically. That's why like I love the reticulated varieties. I got an Amber Ghost at home. And just like seeing that thing just like move through all these beautiful different stages of color is so awesome. And maybe I need a celebration right there next to that Amber Ghost, man. I think that'd be pretty awesome.
I think so, man. Pick you up one today. All right, y'all. We're bringing the heat today, man. Got a lot of crazy cultivars for you. And here we go again with another Talon Buckholz introduction. Acer circinatum, Sunny Sister.
Yeah, I love the circinatums. They are native to the PNW up through there. You know, ranging from like that Canada area all the way down, you know, maybe to, I guess, Washington and maybe into California a little bit. But these are super cool native maples that have slowly started to be cultivated by some people that live in the Pacific Northwest, man. Yeah,
this is going to be a little bit different zone rating on this. We're zone 6 through 8 rather than the 5 through 9, which is typically what we're working with. But I love this leaf style, man. It gives you a very kind of full moon style feel to it, this large rounded leaf. That blush of color is really intense on this one, especially you get it in a little bit more sun as well. Now these are kind of a little bit muted colors, but a nice blush of new growth coming on this already. And when you get it out into the sun, you can really pick up those yellow kind of tints to get to that leaf. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I was talking earlier this week with Tim whenever we were shooting the 10 at 10. We were talking about baby buttons. But it's just so cool how like you know, you follow those latitudinal lines, man, across the world, and you know, you kind of break down those zones, I guess what we call them here in the United States. You have your different zones, but you have similar things that are growing on like that latitudinal line, like across the globe. So it's so cool how this tree in the US and in Canada can look very similar to some of the trees that come from Asia. And, you know, I just love that. I love how it has the rounded leaf. The one, we have a video, a cultivar highlight on this one, guys. And that one is pretty large, you know. That might not be, you know, that's an outlier of a tree, you know, in Oregon. They're getting a lot of like kind of phases of growth. So this thing has kind of exploded over there, and I think it's one of Talon's older introductions as well. But it's called Sunny Sister because, you know, it's a sister seedling to Sun Glow, another awesome introduction by Talon. But I really like how the colors change, like you were talking about earlier, from that orangey kind of apricot to those nice yellows, lime green colors to like that regular nice kind of lush green.
All right, guys, here it is, Sunny Sister. All right, guys, we got another amazing introduction for you here. By who? Can you guess, bro? Who's this one by?
Old Talon Buckholz.
Old Talon Buckholz, man. He's always hitting them out of the park. He's got some of the coolest introductions out there, man. We got Acer Palmatum Mikazuki.
Yeah, this one, it's a part of that reticulation nation. I know we just talked about celebration, but look at these trees and you're going to notice a difference, man. Like, this one's really cool because it looks like I might have lucked out and picked, you know, one that was really shaded out and one that had a little bit more sunlight. And you can kind of see those differences. The whites and the lime greens with the pink kind of just like blushing out. It looks so cool. But then you look over here, you see those pinks that's just kind of like almost moving to a red in some areas with that inlay of lime green. This is a dynamic plant, man.
Yeah, man, this one does have a lot of variety of color, especially kind of just throughout the spring to summer. Like you get just such vibrant transitions through it. And especially like depending on how much sun you're giving it. And I know we say that a lot, but I think a lot of people are always kind of being like, I have this cultivar and it's just not really giving me that much color. Well, sometimes you have to play around with that sunlight to kind of get those colors that you're looking for. And Mikazuki can do it, man. It can, if you want these like softer tones, these white and creams colors with green veining, you can tuck it into the shade, put it out in the sun, you get these vibrant pink colors. And I love the fact that the leaves are so like, the lobes are so deeply divided. It makes the overall texture on this plant really extraordinary.
Yeah, definitely. I just imagine, like, every time, I know I keep bringing up all these old stories, man, but this is what the maple trees do to you, man.
That's right. Know, like, you gotta reminisce, man.
Exactly. Like, you go out into a garden, you see an awesome tree, dude. That's the tree you're gonna think of. That's the one you want in your garden. And, like, whenever I think about Mikazuki, I think about whenever I first started, you know, Wesley was putting on like some heat to me, man. Right, he's like, bro, Mikazuki's legit. And then I end up going to Talon Buckholz's place, dude, where, you know, this thing was found and introduced. And you see the original Mikazuki there, dude. And you're just like, dude, it feels like you got teleported to like Narnia or something, man. Like, you just see this pink tree back there with the sun. It just kind of like crests down onto it, lights it up like at a certain times in the day, like in that early morning sun. And it is just pink. It is hanging in there, dude. Right. And it just looks unreal. Yeah,
this thing is definitely one you need in your collection. If you're into the reticulated types, to me, I think this one's like in that upper category. You know, we all try to like collect the whole collection, right? Some of us don't have room for everything, but if you're like, man, I got to have at least one or two of these reticulated types, check out Mikazuki. You won't be disappointed.
Last but not least.
Last but not least.
We got Acer Palmatum Purple Ghost.
Man, these colors are crazy on Purple Ghost. I mean, I know you guys have seen like pictures of this a lot going around. It's absolutely one of like Talon Buckholz. I consider it like his flagship of the Ghost series. Probably one of the most popular ones out there. It's becoming more and more popular, especially like for that red upright, but you get a little something extra with that reticulation that this style brings. I love that style of leaf, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, people want something that's just different than that upright red, man.
Right.
Here it is, dude. If you want a tried and true plant that works in a lot of different locations here in the U.S., I think this one is one for you, man. It's going to stand out from your neighbor's yard, man. They're going to have like that regular red Japanese maple, dude.
They're going to keep looking over at your yard going, what do they have, man?
Bro, what is that purple ghost looking thing over there, man?
Yeah, this is an awesome tree, man. I remember going out to Buckholt's nursery for the first time. It was me and Sean, and he was like, bro, we got to go check out the original purple ghost, man. And it was like as epic as I could imagine in my mind, right? Just tucked into the back of this little cove area. There's all these big giant trees around it and still crazy colors on it. You know what I mean? Even in the shade, this thing can give you some really nice colors. I've got one planted in my garden, kind of in my ghost series section. It's on a little incline in the back. But it really, really holds its color well for me. Even in that shady location, I have it next to an amber ghost, so you can see the play of colors between the two. It really stands out. I mean, I know sometimes it's like you get into a lot of the stuff that's like more common and people are like sleeping on it. Don't sleep on purple ghost. It brings the color for you, man, for real.
Yeah, I just love how like you put this thing in full sun. You know, some of that articulation might start to fade, but then you like look up right next to the leaf, dude, and like...
Yeah.
It's like red on red reticulation going on inside the leaf, and it's just super beautiful, great fall color. Got some good sizes on these guys right here. Kind of get that instant gratification a little bit.
For sure.
But guys, we got an open house coming up very soon, man.
We got an open house coming up very soon.
I'm hurting a little bit, man, because we're getting prepped for that.
We're getting ready, man.
It's going to be a good time. We've been very busy here at Mr. Maple. And it's because of you guys, so we really appreciate y'all. If you like this video, man, drop a like, drop a comment, tell us your favorite trees, man. And then also share this if you're trying to get, you know, funky fresh, man. If Brian and I did a good job, man, you should definitely share this video. But yeah, we appreciate y'all a lot. And,
yeah, thanks everybody for all your patience. I know things are good. It's a busy time of the year, and a lot of y'all maybe holding on your orders. Wait for your orders to come in. Don't get too impatient with us. We're going to get those out there. We appreciate you guys' business. Every day we're out here working our tails off on the farm trying to get everything rolling, especially get ready for these open houses. We love when people can come out and experience the trees up close and personal. It's a lot of fun. It's a great community, so make sure to come out and check that out. So we appreciate you tuning in. Take care.
God bless.
Have a great day.